So, in early 2024, Disney wrote a check for a whopping $1.5 billion, and they give it to Epic Games, the people who made Fortnite. Now, this wasn't just Disney buying into a popular game. This was a signal, a massive strategic bet on a future where movies, theme parks, and video games aren't separate things anymore. They're all one big experience. So let's break down what's really going on here, because this isn't just a deal, it's a blueprint for the future of fun.
Okay, so you gotta ask yourself, why? Why would the biggest name in movies and theme parks make such a huge move into gaming? Well, it wasn't a random whim. It was a direct response to a massive change in how young people are spending their time. A change so big, it actually shocked the people at the very top.
Take a look at this data. For the youngest generation, what we call Gen Alpha, video games aren't just a hobby. They're the main event. On average, they spend more time playing games each week than they do on social media, and even more than they spend watching TV and movies. Now, if you're a company like Disney, whose entire business is built on capturing attention, well, this chart is basically a giant alarm bell. It's a seismic shift. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This trend was so powerful, it even caught Disney's own leadership off guard. When CEO Bob Iger saw the numbers, his reaction? He said it was stunning to him. I mean, think about that. When the head of the world's biggest media company is stunned by how dominant gaming has become, you know a massive change is happening right under our noses.
Yeah, this is not some niche activity anymore. With an absolutely staggering 96% of Gen Alpha playing games, it pretty much is the culture for an entire generation. It's not just mainstream, it is the stream. So for a company like Disney that lives and breathes based on its valuable characters and stories, the conclusion was crystal clear. We have to be there.
So, faced with this undeniable shift in where their future audience was living, Disney didn't just, dip a toe in the water. No, they decided to make their biggest splash ever into the world of games. And the price tag alone tells you everything you need to know. $1.5 billion. Let that sink in. That's what they invested for a piece of Epic Games. This number sends a clear message. Disney is done just licensing out their characters for a quick cameo. They are now a strategic partner, a part owner, in one of the biggest gaming ecosystems on the entire planet. But here's the thing. This move didn't just come out of thin air. This relationship has been building for years. It started small, with Epic joining a Disney program way back in 2017. Then came those huge collaborations, like the Marvel event in Fortnite that pulled in over 15 million people playing at the exact same time. So this investment wasn't a first date. It was the result of years of working together successfully.
So what exactly are they building with all that cash? The big goal is what they're calling a persistent universe. Now, that sounds a little sci-fi, but what it really means is they're not just making a single game. Think of it more like a digital Disney World that's always on, a shared virtual space where you can play, watch things, shop, and hang out with characters from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars all in one place. Now, this whole idea brings up a massive question, one that pretty much every big company is wrestling with right now. How do you take your treasured characters and put them into the wild open world of online gaming without completely losing control? Well, the answer lies in a really clever strategy. I mean, this is the central problem, right? You want to tap into the millions of players on a platform like Fortnite, but there's no way, absolutely no way, you can risk having a family-friendly character like Mickey Mouse suddenly show up next to content that's, well, not so family-friendly. It's the ultimate dilemma. You want the huge reach, but you have to have total brand control. And their first big test is a project called Disneyland Game Rush. The easiest way to think about it is like this. Fortnite is a giant ocean, and Disney has built its own self-contained private island right in the middle of it. You can visit this island and play mini-games based on real park rides. But here's the brilliant part. Say you unlock a special cosmetic item, like a golden Minnie Mouse hat. That hat only works while you're on Disney's island. The second you leave, poof, it's gone. That is how they maintain complete control. And this hybrid model is the genius of the whole strategy. On one hand, you get platform openness. You're plugging directly into Fortnite's massive built-in audience. But on the other hand, you get total brand safety by creating your own curated Disney bubble, your own walled garden, where you make all the rules. It's truly the best of both worlds. And frankly, it's a model that other big media companies are definitely going to be watching very closely. But the vision here is so much bigger than just what happens on a screen. The ultimate goal
The real holy grail is to connect these digital experiences back to the physical world, back to Disney's actual theme parks and resorts, creating a never-ending loop of engagement. And listen to this quote from Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of Disney's parks. He puts it perfectly. He said, "You might have an experience in the game that you can then carry back with you to a theme park." Just imagine that for a second. You unlock something cool in the digital world, and then when you show up at the real Magic Kingdom, that achievement is recognized, and maybe it unlocks something special for you right there in the park. It's a two-way street.
So what this really creates is a whole new journey for a fan. It starts when you play in their digital universe. From there, you engage with the stories, maybe even create your own stuff. Then you connect your digital progress to a physical park visit. And finally, you deepen your fandom through integrated stuff on Disney+. See how that works? It's a complete, self-reinforcing ecosystem designed to make you a fan for life. And that really brings us to the big takeaway. This $1.5 billion strategy, it isn't really about selling a video game. It's about securing the future. It's about creating the next generation of Disney fans by meeting them where they already are and building a world for them in the digital spaces they call home. But as these digital and physical worlds continue to merge into one seamless experience, it does leave us with a pretty big question to think about for the future. Where exactly does the experience end and the advertisement begin? At some point, is there even a line between the two anymore?